Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a foundation review test. It's going to be a multi-day test, but we'll start with today. I'm very excited about this one. I went to Sephora. They had a 15% off sale for I'm VIB, the middle level, whatever that is. And I bought at 15% off this, which is the Fenty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. I've watched a few reviews on this and it looks amazing. If you've been watching, you know I've did a little experimentation last summer trying to find a foundation that I like, the best foundation for me. One of the ones I've really been enjoying is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Tinted Moisturizer, actually. I think that is one of my favorite foundations and has actually amazing coverage for a tinted moisturizer. And so I'm hoping that this will give me a similar idea. It's light to medium coverage for all skin tones, blends and blurs to instant perfection, light as air. Those are the claims it makes. I've seen a few reviews and it seems to be pretty full coverage. I mean, buildable, but you get decent coverage even with medium coverage foundation. And so that's pretty exciting to me because we're getting into summer and you may not be able to see because of how the lights are washing things out. But I have quite a lot of hyperpigmentation spots on my face and they become way more noticeable in summer. And I like to wear a lighter coverage foundation in summer because it's summer and it's hot. But that's when I need it more because you can really see these darker spots on my skin. And so I'm a little bit less like, oh, I want my skin to be showing. So I'm hoping that we'll get pretty good coverage out of this. The shade range on this is not as expansive as the regular Fenty foundations, but the claims on the website are that you can use one foundation for kind of a range of 3 different skin tones. So it still kind of covers their full range and they're still doing really good with undertones and the spectrum of shade ranges. I mean, it's Fenty. We've all come to expect that from them. I think we'd be shocked if they didn't at this point. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to let you know what I think while it's going on. And then the rest of the week, I will do just some quick check-ins. Similar to what we've done before. I'll just show you in the morning, hey, here's what I look like. Here's what I look like with foundation. Here's what it looks like halfway through the day. Here's what it looks like at the end of the day. And we won't do a full, like, watching me put this on every day. I am going to try 3 different primers. So we'll do a 3-day test. And I will let you know how it wears on each day with each kind of situation. I will say we are in the nicest part of the year here where it is not yet hot and humid, but it is not cold and dry. So experiences may vary depending on your climate. I think in the summer when it's hot and humid here, my foundations definitely perform differently than they do in winter or when the weather is ideal like it is now. But I wanted to get this done because I'm really excited to try this. So let's go. Today's primer is the Too Faced Hangover RX. I'm just using the spray one because it's what I have. This is one of my standard primers that I know performs well under foundations. And foundations generally do better when I wear this primer. Not so much the spray one as the, I don't know, is it a cream? Not really, you know, the squeeze tube one. But I have the spray one, so we're going to use the spray one. And it's really hard to put spray primer on half your face, so I will have all of my face done with primer. I generally sometimes would think about wearing maybe this because it's a skin tint without primer, but I still, even with the Pretty Fresh moisturizer, I still put a primer on. So I'm going to use a primer. Okay, primer is set down. I have shade 9, which is medium with neutral undertones. It looks really dark on the models in the ads, but I used the couple of foundations that I know are the correct shade match that I got shade matched in store to use the Sephora Shade Finder, and all of them recommended 9. So we'll see, because the models that they're showing are definitely not white people with my skin tone, but this is what it says. So I guess we'll find out. It looks right in the bottle. That helps. So that's what color it is. It's a nice bottle. It's, you know, just a cute shape. They do cute work, you know. It says shake well, so I will shake well. So I will just squeeze a couple drops on my hand. Grab this brush. I'm just using a flat top foundation brush. We'll do the brush on the right side, see how the coverage is. Ooh, definitely the right color. That's exciting. Don't get, okay, it doesn't go very far. Like, those 3 drops didn't do very much with my face, so more. We need more. And I didn't put my, the orange concealer under my eyes today because that concealer can get dry and crepey and mess with foundations. And so I'm going to skip that. Get a really, truly good review of this foundation. Yeah, it's interesting because you can definitely still see everything on my skin, the dark spots and the hyperpigmentation, but it does look better. It's like, it is definitely blurred. I have a lot of skin texture and pores and fine lines and all of that, and so if we just look, I'll get up. If we just look here to here, it definitely looks nicer. I think that's good. This looks nice. It's subtle. So it's not for like full coverage. I'm going to an event and I don't want anybody to see what my face looks like. But it's doing a pretty good job of just kind of the your skin but better thing, which I appreciate. So I like to, maybe this isn't the way to do things, but I like to just wet my sponges with some setting spray. I feel like it holds my foundation on better than just wetting it with water. Okay, again, I'm going to use like 4 drops and we'll see if we get better coverage with the sponge. I'm thinking we probably will, but oh yeah, I think so. I think we're definitely, at least it's going farther for the same amount of coverage, I think. Okay, you do need quite a bit, or I do, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I feel like this is more foundation than I usually use. I know, but it's the only way I can get it on my nose. It won't stay otherwise. This problematic situation is still a problematic situation. We haven't fixed that. I'm not even asking to cover up all the redness in my nose, just like the same amount of redness as the rest of my face, please. Yeah, what do you think? This looks nice. It's just, it's kind of soft and subtle and just blurs and makes your skin look better. This is really, truly one of the definitions of your skin, but better, I think. I'm impressed, actually. It's definitely still me, but like I look good. Better? Good? I don't know. Anyway, I will finish the rest of this off camera and then I will come back in to show you all what this looks like, and we'll do a quick kind of run through of products I'm using this week. So I'll see you in a little bit. All right, I am back with everything done. Really quick run through just so you can see what other products I'm using all week, because I'm going to keep it consistent so that I'm not messing with things like, oh, the concealer, this one reacts this way with it and this one reacts this way. It's all going to be the same all week. So we are using for concealer the Too Faced. This is the old discontinued version. It's the Born Like This, which is just the Born This Way concealer. For powder, I have the Nakia Joy Cosmetics Setting Powder. This powder is the best out of all of the ones I have, hands down. So I decided to use this. This is the Velvet Finishing Powder. This will give the foundation kind of really its best chance to perform without a terrible powder over it messing things up. It's used things up week around here, I guess, because we have the MAC Studio Fix Sculpt and Shape Contour Palette, which I've hit pan on in every regard, to the point that one of them is like shattered and breaking, and I just want it done. I just want to be done with it. And then highlighter is the Ciate London Celestial highlighter. And blush is Phase Zero Making Moves blusher. So that's what we have going on over the top of the foundation. And the only things that are going to change are the primers and the day and the color of my eyeshadow. It's the same palette, but the colors will change. So I had a thought midway through putting all of the rest of this on that it's significantly later than I usually put my makeup on, because I was doing some stuff this morning. It's Sunday, so not a work day. So I was just kind of having a lazy Sunday morning and waiting for some tennis matches to get done that I was watching. So I started this around noon, which is later than I would usually have this on. So, I mean, I'm not going to wear this for like 12 hours because I need to shower and go to bed and things like that. So I think I will check in with you on this and we'll look at it again at least once today, maybe twice. And then I will also do exactly the same primer tomorrow and wear it for the full workday. And then we should get a better idea of longevity to the end of a day, beyond just like 6 to 8 hours of wear. So right now, that is the time. And I will check in with you, I don't know, probably in 3 to 4 hours, and we'll see what this looks like. Stay tuned. All right, everyone, back for our check-in. Zoomed in really nice and close on my face. It is now 3:34, so it's been about 4 hours. I've been filming some more video of me listing some stuff on Poshmark and decluttering, etc. So not a overly strenuous day or anything, but here's what we're looking like. So I think it looks really good. I really like how it truly is a your skin but better. And my skin, which is very, very dry, doesn't feel very, very dry. It doesn't feel super hydrated to the point that I feel sometimes with the ColourPop Pretty Fresh, the hyaluronic acid stuff, I actually feel like, oh, my face is greasy, which people with oily skin inform me is just what skin is supposed to feel like when it produces its own oil. To me, it feels like, oh, wash my face immediately. It doesn't feel like that at all, but it doesn't feel dry either. I honestly can't even tell I have it on. You know, some foundations just feels heavy on your skin. This does not, but yet it looks really good. I don't think it's settled into lines or anything overly much. It's not hiding my hyperpigmentation, but honestly, I don't really care. It's masking it a little bit, and it stayed on my nose really well. Here. So it hasn't really wiped off. I'll sit back down in the light so you can see more, but I think that it looks great. I'm very happy with this. I'm very impressed. We have a couple more days and I'm going to test it with some different primers. But for 4 hours into day one, loving it. All right, everyone. It's day 2, which is really just an extended day one because I wanted to wear this longer and make sure it held up for a whole day. So I've had this on for 12 hours. This looks really good. It looks the same as it did at 6 hours and 8 hours yesterday. It's maybe a little rubbed off on my nose. Maybe. It's rubbed off here because I sneezed earlier. Just like a bunch of times. So that was a bit, but other than that, this looks great. I'm not mad at this for 12 hours of wear. Even with the glasses marks, like you can't really see them. I think that's great. And it still just feels lightweight. At no point today have I felt like, I just need to wash my face, get it off. Yeah, it's not breaking up. It's not, well, overly shiny. I never get shiny. So a little bit of shine. This is like the most shine I have, which on me is actually good because it means that my skin isn't just dried out and horrible. And yeah, I mean, it stayed on my nose. That's a miracle of some sort. Very impressed after 2 days, the first full day. I'll try it with a different primer tomorrow and see if anything changes. I don't think it will because I just think this foundation's really great, but we will commit to testing it out multiple times with different primers underneath just to see. But I think she's a good one. All right, everyone, back for day 2. This is the primer we're gonna use. This is the Revolution Hydrate Primer, which I had really good luck with. If you've watched, Janice and I did a full face of Revolution a few weeks ago and had really good luck with this primer under the Revolution Stick Foundation, even better than the Too Faced primer, which is usually my go-to primer and works the best under things. So I'm hoping it has similar results under the Fenty Eaze drops. Currently it is 9:40, almost 9:45. So I'm gonna put this on and I will show you what it looks like immediately after I'm done, and then I will check in throughout the day. So stay tuned and I will see you soon. Okay, so this is on. It looks good, same as before. It looks like my skin, but nicer. I mean, you can still see. I feel like I'm getting a little more coverage every day, although I still have to use, it's about 6 drops for half my face, so 12 drops, and then I usually put a few more on my nose just to get some coverage. It's also weird because I felt like the shade match was different today. I don't know. It's not drastically different, but it felt a little more orange on my face today. Probably just a me thing. Anyway, it is currently 10:15. So I'll check in after lunch probably, so 1 o'clock-ish, and then again at the end of the workday, and then again at the end of my day. I do have to go out. I have a chiropractor appointment. It's Tuesday, so I'll have a mask on and have my face pressed down, so it might not look the best at the end of the day, but we'll see how it wears before then. And I will see you all in a few hours. It's a bit later than I meant to check in, but I had meetings and then I'm getting a new computer, so I had to move a bunch of files and I was waiting for stuff to get done. So here it is. It is currently 10 minutes to 3 and we're still looking really good. I'll lean over in the light so we can see. No problems there. Forehead looks good. I mean, you can see all the hyperpigmentation spots, but that's what this foundation does. It hasn't rubbed off or broken up on my nose. Maybe a little bit more than it did yesterday, but I also don't think I was as meticulous about covering it today. Overall, from a distance, I don't think it looks bad compared to how it usually looks though, so I think this is fine. Yeah, no problems, no complaints. Just, she's still looking good. So I will see you all in a couple more hours. All right, I am back. It is currently 5:15 p.m. We're still looking good. I will say, it feels like it's starting to break up a little on my chin right here. And a little more than usual on my nose. And I will say my face feels oilier, that's always relative with me, than it did at this time yesterday or the day before. So I can definitely feel, I mean, it's just hydration in my face, but it to me, I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm starting to get greasy. It's not bad, and those of you with oily skin would honestly laugh. You'd be like, I have less oil than that immediately after washing my face before moisturizing. I know. But there is that. So it's not playing as nicely with that Revolution Hydrate Primer as I hoped it was, because I was really hoping to make the Revolution Hydrate Primer just my go-to primer and quit this Too Faced situation that I'm in. But maybe not. Maybe that one doesn't work with this, just with the stick foundations. I don't know. I still think this is looking decent. Like, I'm happy with this. If I got through a whole workday and at the end of it my face looked like this, I'd be totally fine. This is way better than usual, and definitely way better than with more expensive foundations than this one. So still looking good, but I will see you one more time today for a quick check-in. All right, here we are, end of the night. It is currently almost 10:15. She's looking rough. It's not as good as it was yesterday, both in general and, you know, mask and all that stuff. But it still looks pretty good, all things considered. So we'll come in here. It definitely rubbed off my nose after wearing that mask. And here, I think it's still on my cheeks. I can't tell. It came off my chin a lot. As you saw, that was starting to happen earlier in the day. So part of it's mask, part of it's not. Yeah, here, just around where the mask hits. So I don't think it likes this primer. It did fine with the Too Faced primer. It did less fine with this primer. I mean, for something that's supposed to just be a skin tint and light coverage, at least when it rubs off, it's not super, super noticeable. Like, I don't have full face of full coverage foundation and then like regular pink, red nose skin. Like, that's the worst. I mean, if you get up close in it, it doesn't look the best. But honestly, from the, 2-meter distance we're supposed to keep from each other at this point, it's not even, because I can still touch you from there. So I still am of the opinion that you would still be too close to me. But it does look okay. So she's not bad. I don't recommend it with this primer. I have another primer to try tomorrow, and it's a new to me primer that I've never actually tried before. So not the best for this test, but it is the only other primer I have right now. Stay tuned for that, and I will see you all tomorrow. Hi everyone, welcome back for day 3-ish. Today's primer is this one from Jane Iredale. It's the Smooth Affair. It's supposed to have anti-aging properties and minimize the appearance of pores and increase skin luminosity, even skin tone. This is a silicone-based primer, which maybe will go okay, maybe won't. It does have the coconut essence in it, similar to the Too Faced. That worked well, but that one's definitely not a silicone primer, and this one definitely is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it on this half of my face and just leave this half bare and see how this foundation performs with no primer, just my skincare, as as usual. It's the same thing I've been doing all week, with one exception, and that is that I ran out of my moisturizer yesterday, so I'm using a Dermalogica one, but I don't think there will be major differences in how the foundation wears over the top of them. They're very similar. So nothing on this side, this primer on this side, and we will see how the foundation performs in those two situations today. So currently it is just about 10:30 a.m. I'll put this on, I'll show you how it looks, and we will be off with day 3. See you soon. All right, everything is on. This is the not primed side, and it looks fine, regular. My skin feels really dry right now. This is the side with primer. I think maybe the side with primer looks a little smoother, a little blurred, but it's not noticeable. Like, here's this side, and then here's this side. I mean, you can see a little less skin texture on my cheeks where that happens, but negligible, so we'll see. It's about wear. I will say it didn't go on my nose super well today, so I have a good feeling it's gonna wear off because it seemed to not apply as well there. I had to build it up, and it was still just rubbing around and patchy, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, here's what we look like. It is currently 11 a.m. and I will check in with you 4 hours-ish from now. So 3, which will be near the end of the workday, but we'll see. Check in, see how it goes, and I will talk to you all soon. All right, we are here, midday check-in. Still looking really good. From the distance, it's perfect, great. I don't see any major difference between the two sides at this point. I did get lip gloss all over myself while trying to put it on, as you do. So, went up close. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's rubbed off. Maybe on my chin. Same as yesterday. Not on my nose though. My nose looks the same. It's definitely rubbed off my chin, although again, you can't really tell from distance. So it's maybe fine, and I'm sure it would touch up just fine. I'll just like rub a little bit on there. Be all right. Yeah, so currently it is 3:45. So I've had this on for about 4.5 hours, and it's wearing really well. Yeah, no major differences this side versus this side. No major differences since yesterday. I still think it looks really good. I really like this foundation. All right, I will see you all in a few more hours, and we'll see how it looks at that point. All right, everyone, we are back with the final check-in. To me, this looks pretty much the same as it did last night at the end of the night. So currently it is 10:25 p.m. So not quite 12 hours that it's been on today, but it looks good. You know, no mask today, so it stayed on my nose pretty well. I think it rubbed off kind of, I mean, on the side where my glasses are, but also a little bit down the sides of my nose, but that's not really noticeable. The major area where it rubbed off is right here on my chin, and it might be a little broken up on my forehead, but I can't tell. To me, there's no difference really between the side with the primer and the side without the primer. It's maybe a little bit kind of softer and more blurred on this side, which is what primer is supposed to do, but I don't feel like the foundation broke up better or worse, or stayed on better or worse. I just think it makes it look a little smoother, which is fine. So final verdict is I am really happy with this foundation. The first couple of days were the best with the Too Faced primer, but I'm not mad at it right now after 12 hours, I'll tell you that. So, you know, it has light coverage, so it's not going to be a full coverage foundation. Don't go in expecting it to be a full coverage foundation, but it does really do a pretty decent job, at least before they become very prominent in summer, on these hyperpigmentation spots, and just generally kind of smoothing everything out, blurring everything, making the skin that you have look a lot nicer. Now, I don't have particularly bad skin. I don't have a lot of acne. I don't have a lot of acne scarring. I don't have a lot of discoloration patches outside of these hyperpigmentation areas. I do have some skin texture here in the forehead. I mean, kind of everywhere. But at no point in the last 4 days have I been unhappy with the way that my face looks with this on. And I don't know that I could say the same about a lot of foundations, even full coverage or medium coverage foundations, and especially not light coverage foundations. There have really only ever been 2 of those that I really truly liked. So this is a winner for me, and I'm very excited to try it out all summer because it doesn't feel heavy on your skin. You can't even feel that it's on. And when it's summer and it's hot and you're sweating, that's going to be a huge bonus. And I think still a lot of people these days are opting for less coverage, more natural looking makeup, especially as we're not leaving the house as much. We're not doing as much. We're not going as many places. You know, this is a really great everyday, just truly your skin, but better foundation skin tint. I'm very, very, very impressed. I haven't liked a foundation this much in a really long time. And this is definitely going to be something that continues to be in my rotation of foundations and something I will absolutely purchase again. So I highly recommend. Hopefully you've gotten something useful out of this. I have very dry skin, so hopefully this is a useful dry skin review for those of you who have dry skin. There are a few oily skin reviews that I've watched, so those are more common, I think. At least that's what I see most of on YouTube. So I'm hoping that my dry skin friends got some help here and checked out this video to see how the foundation performs on the driest skin in the whole world. And yeah, give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Give me a thumbs down if not, it helps me know. Leave a comment. Did you try this? Do you want to try it? What did you think if you tried it? Are you super excited to try it after watching the video? Click the notification bell if you want more from me. Click the subscription if you want more from me. And I will see you all in my next video. Thanks. Bye.